how did you make this transition? Because from, okay, you're at Nicer, but now where did this idea come up that I need to get in shape and it was going to be spin that you were going to do? Let's start from the beginning, not don't cut corners here. I want to know, where did the ideation come from to go?
And to add to that question, how did it go from that idea to you spending to you being able to inspire others? That is went from a personal thing to a broader thing.
And before you answer that too, because I would have to assume that you had to build up confidence up in yourself to be able to have the stamina to do it as a solo person doing it, to be able to say, now I'm going to run a class doing it. So that's had to be in stages, right? Before that happened. Can you give us that?
Okay, so let me start. I was always active. I was never the type to go to the gym and lift weights and stuff like that. That was never me. But I was always into jogging, running, and I love to dance and music, stuff like that. So that's a disclaimer. And this is another disclaimer, I always thought that I would have had a sitcom. That's honestly.
And you should.
I'm serious.
You
Like,
can
I always thought that I would have a sitcom. That was one of my dreams, to have a sitcom, a big screen, something. And I think that's where it comes everywhere. When it comes to speaking and stuff like that, I'm a really good. I'm not saying this to brag or boast. I think I'm an excellent public speaker.
Right.
When I went to college, I took this speaking class, and I'm always mindful when I'm speaking not to use vocalized pauses. And it's at the back of my head that I try not to use it in the arms and stuff like that.
No.
I would stop and pause or get my thoughts together, because I could go talking on and on.
Right.
But what happened was, when I was in college, when I did my bachelor's, I was married, had kids, working. I would go to work in the morning. I went to BMCC for my associate's degree. So I would go to BMCC at 6 o'clock in the morning, take a class. My job was right there, Church Street, in Lower Manhattan. I would go there, work, go to lunchtime, do class, go back to school, work, then go to school in the evening. So that was my routine. So I've been going to school and I've been busy. So I always used to keep myself active. In 2003, I used to play volleyball with the church as well. As a youth pastor, we used to have a Thursday night. Tuesday night used to be night where we played basketball, volleyball. And so at some points we would play basketball, and then sometimes we would play volleyball. So I used to play volleyball. And I hurt my neck and my back playing volleyball. And it didn't affect me not till about a month or so afterwards. And I was trying to figure out what happened. It was so painful that I had to stay away from work. I had FMLA for 4 months.
Wow.
I had to do epidurals.
Wow.
To get it done. I used to go to this place in Queens by this lady called Body by Denise. I don't know if you know her. She's a aerobics instructor. And then when I hurt my back and stuff, I couldn't go. So I started to go to the YMCA right there on Bedford and Madison. I think that's where it is. Monroe Wonder Street. Opposite the Nazarene Church. And while I was there was this lady there a young lady there called Lane. I would take spin class there, and I would take Zumba. And there was this lady there called Lane, and she used to do Zumba. She used to play soca music, salsa, merengue, the words. And I was like, if she could do that, I could do this. But she didn't. I'm the West Indian. We thought rhythm. We could do that. Me and my injured self, I got certified in Zumba.
Oh.
And then I said to me, my church had a big gym. I spoke to the pastor because I use the gym on a Monday nights because that one of the free nights. And I'm playing. I thought my everything I did was soca music. And he allowed me to use it, but then the parishioners will complain because you're the church, you're playing soca music and stuff. But things have changed, or repairs have changed. But people are right. Music is music, universal, and it's not going to make you or break you. And he allowed me to use the church on Monday, and I got a little pushy, and I wanted Thursday because Thursday was easy. But I was only charging people $5, and if they didn't have the $5, still come. I'm not going to stop people from coming and exercising. And I was always about people. That's the honest truth. I was, especially the senior people used to get along really well. But I was always about people. That's why my ex-wife and I were called youth pastors and stuff. And People love me. That my pastor that guidance said to me, Rodney, you have a charisma, something about you that draws people to you. And so I started the Zumba in the gym. And I went from in the gym and Zumba, and I have all these ideas in my head. And there was a young guy that used to come and help me out and stuff like that. He branched out on his own and stuff. You can't sustain what's not yours. You could only do it for so long. And after a while, it's going to phase up. If you understand what I'm saying.
Of course.
So I started at Beulah Church of the Nazarene, and then I invited to Clarendon Road Church. So I would do Beulah Church of the Nazarene one night, then I would do Clarendon Road Church. And that pastor, but he was really nice to us now. And branch off there from there, I used to work through this church on, I think it was Snyder and 49th or 48th, right at the corner of Snyder or never. I would go there once in a while on a Saturday, but it was strictly gospel because there was strict. You couldn't play no soca music, nothing. It was strictly gospel. And I did it. Then I went to the school PS 66 right there on Avenue D and Foster by the police station over there. I went there on PTA and I had my big speakers up and on my speakers still there. And I went there and I was teaching, but during the course of the time, I used to call myself Caribbean style Zumba. But remember, I'm charged with $5 a class. And the thing about, and I keep telling people about consistency. Sometimes 5 people might show up.
Right.
Sometimes you get 10, 20 people, sometimes 5, sometimes 3. Sometimes people would just show up how they want to show up. Never move me because, and anyone at Beulah Church of Nazarene will tell you, I function if 3 people show up, thank you very much, BB. I tell people if 3 people show up, I teach the class as if it's 300.
That's right.
Consistency is key. And when I went to PS 66, some ladies came and they were like, oh, you got to come to my gym. Oh, so I was telling you, I digress. So I was paying them $30-something a month to Calypso Size for using the word Zumba. I was like, this don't make any sense. And the material that these same neighbors are using anyway, because I would just do things in my head and work out the moves and everything. I said, this don't make any sense. Why am I paying you this money? So I stopped using Zumba. I said, what am I going to use? So I said, okay, they want to use, but everybody was using Soca Size or Soca Sweat or whatever. But in Barbados, Calypso is a form of social. You're welcome. So Calypso Size is a form of social commentary.
Yeah.
Calypso is social commentary. More so it's up to the beat, the rhythm, whatever the case may be. We talk a lot about Calypso. I will love it. We will always do. If Calypso was my music, we would do Calypso. So I say, you know what? Instead of using soca, let me use how I could use Calypso and exercise.
Right.
And yeah, Calypso exercise. So I said I could call it Calypso, and then I come up with coined the term Calypso Size.
Nice.
So I have my logo, everything branded, and I'm thinking about doing sportswear for females, males, whatever, with the logo and everything. So if you look at my page, you will see my postings and everything. You will see that red logo Calypso Size.
Right.
That's right. That's what it is. So that's where the term came about as Calypso Size. So while I teach at the school, then some of the ladies say, you have to come to my gym. I was telling the lady at the gym about you. First, she invited me over, and I went and I auditioned in front of the class. And the rest is history. And for me, when I'm teaching, my focus is on, even though I might have, like right now we have like sometimes 50-something people in the class, but one lady said to me, Rodney, why do I feel like if you focus on me only when I'm in the class? I said, because yes, I focus on the big class, but I also want everybody to feel that experience that I'm looking at them. And I do that. They could tell when they were around. I could tell when people are talking, and I have 0 tolerance for talking in my class.
Oh, I am coming to your class. So you too hard, man.
And I tell you, you could do anything, but do not grade the best. You could see great talk. You could see my people thing at the bottom. She's the best instructor there. So then I was at the gym, and then rest is history. I started at Calypso Size, and they wanted someone to teach the spin. Hey, Crystal, good night. And I felt sure I'll teach spin. And I went and I taught spin, and now they can't get me out of spin.
You combined the spin with it, right?
I have some songs that I say cross over. Right? There are some songs that I will cross over. Like I would use Masha, her mother in spin. I will use that in Calypso Size. So some songs cross over from Calypso Size to spin. I would play in spin, but I wouldn't play Calypso Size and vice versa. But I deal with the action and the movement. And my classes are about endurance. It's about endurance. When you
I
come
see
to,
that.
come to burn, come to endure.
Right.
When you leave and people drop rate like crazy.
Let me ask you something. Do you guys got the air conditioner on it? Because it must be hot up in there.
The air conditioner is on, but it makes no difference. You sweat like everybody that come to my class already, I've never sweat like this before.
I see it. Yeah.
What do you suggest for a person who want to do it and want to be engaged in it, but they don't have the endurance?
You build up the endurance.
Okay.
I tell people that people say, "Oh, I gotta come to I gotta get to opposition." No, a journey of 1,000 miles begin with one step.
Exactly.
I don't get mad when people are coming up and here's the part. Just 2 ladies come to my class. They were like, "Rodney, when I came to your class, I used to feel so bad." Dom will tell you that too about her daughter. She said, "When I come to your class, I feel like if I would fall, I would faint over for her sister, but now I'm spinning." She said, "I could go upstairs like I run 3 miles on the treadmill at night, and I'm good." She said, "Because of your class. The other instructors I'm not talking about, they would have classes and people would take their class, and then when they come back to my class, I said, because you guys started in the wrong class, you can't leave." Everyone, I always try to make sure that I'm there before everyone is there, because they should not be waiting on me. I should be waiting on them. And I said I'm a stickler for time. If I'm starting at 6:30 on the dot, I'm starting.
And if someone shows up 5 minutes late, can they still go in, or are you?
Oh, yeah, you come out.
Oh, okay.
And don't show up 5 minutes late for spin because you're not going to get a bite.
So you'll just have to do the regular Calypso on the ground or something. I know if you don't have a
spin
bite.
somewhere else, but not in my class.
Oh, okay. So you might as well turn around and go home then at that point.
But that is something that I've quarried. That's something that I'm proud of. That's something that I have accomplished. And like he said, it's just me. Like, put me on a soapbox, I would talk. Give me the mic, I would talk. And don't get me preaching.
So I have a question. When I think about my background and my journey, I've done so many different things. But my mother, she always told me, don't quit your day job. It's a funny thing. And she instilled something in me. You know how when you have kids, you tell them you can be anything you want. My mother instilled in me that I could be everything I want. And that's exactly so I've done so many different things. So I had my consulting business, and I was doing work from home decades ago, before right now is a common thing.
Right.
Back when I was working from home, people thought I was bullshitting. But it also, I coined the phrase of what you call a side hustle. But I always believe you just, as you mentioned before, you got to do something, and you can do all the different things you want to do. And a lot of people don't feel that way. They're stuck in a job. They're stuck in doing something that they're unhappy with. And in the back of their mind and their spirit, they have a dream that I want to do this and I want to do that. But they're holding on till that 9 to 5 or whatever the case may be. But in your case, you're doing the same. You're holding on to that, what you work for, but you're also following your dreams and doing those other things. What suggestion would you have for people who can't break free and don't feel the confidence to be able to follow their dream as you have done?
That's interesting. Because I said to people, you should always like what you do. If you don't like what you do, you will be the man most miserable.
That's right.
And you would always be going back and forth. And if you don't like what you do, you need to break free of those shackles and find your thing. Some people could have been there for years, whatever the case may be. And you're miserable. You're making everyone around you miserable. That don't make any sense. So for me and this is the thing about passion. You have to have a passion for what you do.
Correct.
Everything that I do, I have a passion. I have my bag already packed for work tomorrow. My clothes have been ironed since yesterday for the rest of the week. My clothes I have picked up, cause in the morning I wake up at 4 o'clock. I leave my house, I go to work for 6:30. I leave, then I go to the gym. When I get to work, the first thing I do, I start my computer and I start to work because I like what I do. I go to the gym. I like what I do at the gym. I might jump on my car and I do Instacart. I like what I do with Instacart. Everything that I do, I like, and I find that passion. But it's easier said than done for somebody who has 5 kids to get up and hey, leave your kid, leave your
Right.
and go and look for something else. It's easier said than done. But at the end of the day, you still gotta look for a path that will get you to work you want. And many times people are stuck at a job because they become complacent.
Right.
People are stuck on a job because they think that they don't have anything to offer.
No doubts.
Don't have anything to offer because they're in the wrong profession. And too many times we think that we can't move from where we are, but that's not necessarily true. And the company that you are might not be necessarily the company where you're supposed to be.
That's right.
You know what the Apostle Paul said? He said, not that I have already a tool, but I press towards the mark for the prize of a high calling.
That's right.
Otherwise, you say, I might be here, I'm not comfortable where I am, but I'm going to strive to be better. Striving to be better might moving up from where you are.
That's right.
And it's never too late. As long as you're alive and you have breath, it's never too late.
There you go. That's right. Correct. Correct. Excellent.
So, in regards to the fitness brand that you have right now, where do you see that going in the next 5 to 10 years? Like, where would you like to see that? Because that is your baby. It's something you created, and you have all these people that are engaged with you in this Brooklyn community. Where do you see that? Where would you like to see that grow?
Right now, I have one lady that does that as well under my brand. Her name is Lavella Dodo. She was on tonight. I know she's on because she's up early in the morning. She's up at 2:33, but it takes her like 5 hours to get dressed. She's just got on a skirt and a shirt and a new boot. All right, she's gonna kill me. But able to use that there for me, it would be good to have like Zumba to have people ornament because what good is would my brand be, God forbid, if I drop down tomorrow and go and die, then that die with me.
Yes. That's right.
It makes no sense. In the perfect world, if I had the monies that I could have, I would have a gym.
Yep.
And I have a gym, and it will be multifaceted gym where you have the people who want to work out upstairs, but you have different studios. But I want one particular studio, which is a spin room, which would you could imitate. I don't imitate is not a word, but you would try to, if it's raining, give me the rain. If it's snowing, give me the snow. You would do the elements in this thing so that.
Oh, that's nice. Like a digitally element to change.
I want real rain. I want real smoke. I want the real stuff.
Whoa.
I don't
Nice.
want 3D. I don't want that. I want the real stuff.
Oh, okay.
What's the word I'm looking for? Not
The
everything.
You want different elements.
I want the different elements so that if I want to feel like if I'm actually, because so many times when I'm in my spin class, I'm so hot. I have to take off my shirt and everything. I put water on there, but if I could just get the good wind and the rain and everything coming at me, and it's not cold water, but it's nice water.
That's incredible. I like that. I could envision that. Right.
If I could do that, but one of my goals too is to actually start a clothing brand along the line for exercise for females and for males with my logo. I put a committee together a while back, but I have to revive that committee because I think it's something that I need to start doing. I could retire in 2 years.
Nice.
Exactly. Amen. Grand said, one day, Rodney, eyes have not seen, our ears heard the great things God has in store for you.
And that's right.
Hey, come to my eyes. Welcome. I started. I really want to. I need to bring that committee back together to start working things out. Benefits. And sometimes learn to be selfish. And I'm getting to that place where I am selfish. I will help who needs help, but I'm selfish.
I appreciate it. I appreciate each and every one of you.
You got-
I would not
listen,
regret following me because
If you are not
I bring life,
doing
and I also bring
self-care,
positivity
you can't help anybody
to
else.
friends and everyone. If you want,
So
anything
it's
else,
time. Sometimes it's time to do the thing
follow
for
me,
yourself
follow
that
my
you need to
life,
do for
follow
yourself.
my life.
That's not even selfish. That's just
And I
self-love and
appreciate
self-care.
at the end of the day, but I need 1,000 followers, which is
You, Natalie.
200 and say,
We can't hear you, D'Angelo.
I'm sorry. I think in
Mrs. James, your value it out.
I think it's a great thing in this economy that I mean, you started this several years ago, and you just, again, confirming to me the importance of not relying on a 9-to-5 income. And I love what I do. I've been in HR since pretty much the last 20 years. I love it. I love everything I've been doing, helping people in this industry, the things I've been learning, develop myself in this industry. But always having something else, and again, using your talents in other areas, which it seems like you love what you do every day and you're getting paid to do it, but it's your own thing. And so here we are in this economy where things are like crazy right now, and you have other things going on that you're not pigeonholed into this 9-to-5 mindset. You know what I'm saying?
And I don't have to pay for a gym membership.
Have you thought about actually, so I know you have someone working with you doing it. Is it something, you used to talk about opening up a gym, right? But could you also just get in other gyms, through your brand and just plop them in other gyms, and so you don't have that overhead to have to even deal with? Or
Thought about that as well. I thought about a lot of things, and I have to really sit down and really strategize on how I do stuff every group. And it has to be people that I could depend on, because like I said, like the gentleman before, I used to come, and I would help him. Then all of a sudden he took, and he went. A couple of people went with him, but that doesn't make a difference, because when you think a door is closing,
Yep.
another one is opening, and that one is even greater, because I used to stream on Facebook, but I never had the traffic like I have on TikTok. And Facebook would, yes, 30 days they would get rid of your stuff, and it would make it difficult to click. But now TikTok, destroy your stuff. I don't think they get rid of it. But I could print right after, and I could click my stuff, and I could post it how I want to post it, add my stuff to it. And more people come to my live on TikTok than they used to do on Facebook.
That's right.
yeah, I think
You can also download your stuff too and save it to your own database, so it's yours.
Exactly.
And there was a guy talking yesterday about that too. People are so into, matter of fact, we were talking about it today in a panel. People are so looking for a quick fix or quick results. Really, the TikTok content that you have, it could go viral 6, 7, 8 months down the road, because
Correct.
it takes, some of these things take time to be out there in the algorithm. So if you're only seeing 200-300 likes on your content, that doesn't mean that 6, 7, 8 months down the road, that won't be thousands of, and you could repost your content. You know what I'm
Correct.
saying?
To your point, when you repost it, the way TikTok algorithm sends it out to a whole nother group of people. So it doesn't repost to exact the same people are receiving it again. Some people are, but it keeps reposted to this different distribution. So you
Right.
never know who's going to catch on.
Somebody I just met, they had thousands of followers, and then now they're just on my profile for the first time, seeing something I posted a couple months ago. They send it to their group. Now it's like a refresh of new eyes all over the content. Yeah.
But I want to offer something for you, Mr. Rodney, because in my consulting business, I'm a business developer, work with mid-sized, small companies and different things. So I just want to offer you some general advice, whether you have thought about this or not. Great thing you're doing. I love the branding. I love the name. In my business, I do a lot of analysis of businesses across the board, just seeing the trends, analysis of different business. So we know there was other type of business similar to this, Soul Cycle. We know there were certain specialty gyms like David Barton and different things like that. And so what I believe, and I always tell clients, you don't want to reinvent the wheel, but you also don't want to make the same mistakes that other people have made. So what I'm hearing from you, pretty glad, you can not only brand your thing, you can franchise it, create your formula, obviously patent it, creating after they all that, franchise it, and then let other people go and grow it out. And it could be everywhere without you physically having to do it. So you have many options, because you have like lightning in a bottle. You have something special, and there's many options. And your only option is not just to have your own standalone gym, because that's a benefit, but then there's also liabilities as well.
Right.
So I want you to think broader and look for opportunities in different ways, because it's there, man. You got something fantastic.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And then the whole thing, like you said, the streaming, I think just getting the right people to help you with that, because a lot of people have them bikes at home and they can't get to Brooklyn where you are anyway. So if you take that if you really focus on that streaming aspect, man, anyone could join your class across the world, which I think you already know that. That's why you
you're giving, thank you, Kev. But now you're giving me the idea there. I can go and do a video, a promo video, put on my page and say, hey, God.
Absolutely. Think about it. As I'm saying, as a business analyst, when we are passe in the business of brick and mortar, because we watching all the brick and mortars fail. So if you want to have a standalone, that might be a losing proposition. Yes. If you want to have it like Peloton, where you got the bike and you got the technology, Peloton is losing business and they're going under. That's having the actual hardware. You got the intellectual property. You got the actual product. You actually don't need all those other things. The very heart of what you have is you.
That's right. And all you have to do is teach. All you have to do is hire and recruit people. Teach them how to be you. High energy. This is the way you have to do it. They see how you have to do it and how you get people engaged. You have to just duplicate yourself and other people. And there's people out there who can come and do, if you show them how to do it, bring that energy the way you do it. But I agree with Des 100%. I see you online and everyone having access to you. But then all you're doing is creating other people, hiring other people to do the same thing. And maybe it's more so you just going straight digital with people seeing you on TikTok, like you said, but also streaming on YouTube at the same time, which you can do that as well.
I do have a YouTube channel.
Okay. You can stream on YouTube real time as well, not just put videos there. You can actually you got
YouTube Live. You can actually be live.
YouTube Live, but you can set it up where it's happening at the same time your TikTok is. There's stuff.
That's so interesting because I found this already. Her name is Stable Beauty, and she is in Nigeria. Every morning when I leave home to go to work, I leave home at 5 o'clock. She's on, and she always gives some good advice.
Nice.
And then there's this other lady called Amanda as well. Amanda was and they were always, invest in get different cameras. And Don, my friend Labeldodo would say, Ron, you need to get more cameras. You need to do this thing. And she's been pushing me to get on. I had TikTok. No, trust me, I had TikTok since for any. And I was teaching Calypso Size on Zoom and I was posting stuff to TikTok. And I was getting 2,000 likes. If you go back to my original stuff, you will see. But then when my mom passed away, I was like, oh no, this is making any sense. I know I'm back. But I've been saying to myself, I need to get this different camera. There's this gentleman, Ian, that comes to my class as well. And he was like, Rod, we need to get this 360 thing to rotate. And who were you?
Who's talking about?
How come people that are, and these people are very passionate about my class. That's one thing I like my gym for, is because we're like a family. They're passionate and they were pushing. Even though I have that inner drive, they were still pushing me because, Rodney, you could do better. You could grow better. You could do better.
And when Wilder's talking, it just, what he's trying to tell you is, I had the word and then I lost it. Now I have it. The statement is, it's a recession-proof business that he's telling you. Because brick and mortar, that's a game yeah, bro. Imagine having a brick and mortar that you just opened up with this business concept you have during COVID. You know what I'm saying? Right. What he's talking about is recession-proof, bro.
Right.
No, so good because I started on Sundays to tap back into. You see this?
Right.
This is the amplified version. And I'm preparing for Sunday because I'm using, and I say to people, you don't have to, I'm not calling it church, but it's my motivation, not time to motivate people.
That's right.
When you use the word church, people have this bad connotation and everything.
Right, they have the preconceived notion of what it is.
I don't want people to think you're going to get up and, no, it's not church. You'll come everywhere you could please. I want to energize you. I want to make sure you feel revigorated because at the end of the day, I keep telling people they don't legislate as much as we want. We could pass as much laws as we want. We'll have a choice, free will. We were all born with free will.
That's
God himself gave Adam and Eve a free will of choice. He didn't legislate anything into. He just tell them, These are the 2 trees I'm giving you. If you eat from this one, that's going to happen. And if you eat from that one,
That's right.
I'll see what you want to do. And people have choices. So, people make those choices and deal with the consequences. But I want at the end of the day, like Sunday when I get up and I'm looking at, I don't know if you watch David, the House of David on Amazon Prime.
I started to watch it.
Oh my God, that show is so phenomenal. It's different back to Samuel. Because I knew the book good, but I had to go back and get some nuggets out of that. So I might be bringing a word of encouragement to somebody from the book of Samuel about David, because you see what David went through. Right? And I taught people this, you gotta trust the process.
Like blame.
Like, what people to understand, you don't want to bore too shit.
That's right.
Get my French.
That's right.
It's going to happen to you in life, but that does not necessarily mean it's going to keep you down. That does not necessarily mean it's going to come. It's going to make you stronger.
Yes.
If you don't care,
Right.
Right.
like we got to get away from this microwave mentality that things are going to happen overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. But we know that it's going to happen. You got to trust the process.
Yes.
And that's why I
But
had a post like,
I went to Bible school and all of that. I didn't finish, but that's the only college I never finished Bible school. I went to Bible school. I did what I had to do, and even one pastor said, "Why don't you just go back and finish it?" And I'm like, I don't know. So I'm using that Sunday and just getting the word and encouraging people, motivating people, whatever your virtual life, whatever is beating you, or whatever have you done, you could conquer that. You could get above that. I give them little nuggets and stuff that could take them to another level.
right. I'm sure your fitness class people are getting that too, because if they can conquer your class, they can conquer other things that are much.
Let me tell you how I'm very spiritual, right? And let me tell you about God work in my classes, especially my spin class. Sometimes I go to teach for instructor on the Sundays, and I will play some gospel music in there. And there's a song that I play all the time. I serve a big God, a very big God. You know that song?
Yes.
How many times I'm playing that song and God will reveal things to people, to me from the class.
That's right. That's
And
right.
when I was in this class, this gentleman come to me and said, "Rodney, I went to church, but I came to spin and I needed that word." I saw this guy again in the locker room, and I was like, "What's going on, Mr. Atlas?" Mr. Atlas said, "Yeah, because you got to read the word. I said, I'm going to call you when I leave the gym." And I called him and I speak to him, and he told me what it was, but I don't know for sure it was the same thing. But I want to minister to him so that he would that. So God showed me faith. There are people right, but I minister to them. So how much more can I do on TikTok?
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's the smallest subject.
Yep.
And if
And I'm always, pardon?
And if you do like what we're saying in terms of how you can still pursue brick and mortar down the road when you establish yourself too. It's a true goal you just really want to have. But if you get that online popping the right way, man, you know how interactive, and like you were talking about earlier, how when you're in your class and you're engaging people and you're making sure you're seeing everybody eye to eye and you know their names. Think about having TikTok open, big screen right in front of your bike. You know what I'm saying? Having the cameras like they're telling you, but you still being able to connect with people online and say their names, the ones that are actually out there in the world joining your class. So that's another way you can make it feel immersed and people on the outside, not in the class, feel like they're in the inside. Right. This can be done. People have been doing this already for the last 10 years. So the technology is there for you to do it. It's all seamless. You just got to put some effort and time in that area. And man, like I said, it's recession proof, bro.
And to add to that, you had just mentioned that some people were suggesting get some cameras and stuff like that. The cameras now, the prices are coming down. With the use of technology, it's getting less expensive, and with software and different technology, is allowing you to do even more than in the past. So it's there. You just got to take some time to step back, think about it, and put it into place. But all the ingredients are there within you.
Yeah, all the hard work you done. You got a brand, you got credibility with it already. You got people who want to follow. People who can't be there on Sundays, now they can go invest in a bike and they already know what they're going to get out of it. You're already dedicated. So if they can't be in Brooklyn that day, look, all I need, if I'm in a hotel somewhere and it's your class time and I'm in a hotel somewhere, if they got a gym, all they got to do is go downstairs and hop on a bike and they're in your class. You see what I'm saying?
Granted saying here the other day when I couldn't make it in to join the class, she joined from home.
Go.
He said my class bring life and uplift so many people with the show. But I have a couple of people who travel for work. Another lady who go to Trinidad, and they were like, Rodney, will sure you spring from Albury.
There you go.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, man, hey, you're going to do what you're going to do, but I'm telling you, I feel it for you. I see you on the internet being the king of your own dream right now. You know, I see it. I feel it. I actually feel the goosebumps right now. No lie. Talking about, you know what I'm saying? So I think you need to pursue that regardless of what you do, brick and mortar. That's gonna help you have many brick and mortars if that's what you want. You know what I'm saying? Because again, it's about keeping the overhead down and making more profit. And at the end of the day, you're doing it with the right reason behind it. You know what I'm saying? The money is the cherry on top of the cake. Your purpose is being led within it, though. You see what I'm saying?
And the thing is, too, when I first streaming online, I started to set up stuff. There was like you get it where you could register, and it was if I want to register for free, or if I want to their money with now, and then you register for free. It doesn't make any sense. People want to pay for something they're not fully aware of, and they don't know what they're doing. Maybe that could change over time. Maybe people
you get subscribers.
Right now, I just started 3 weeks. I have 3 subscribers. I'm trying to educate people on my end how TikTok works. And the lesson was given because when I go to other people's live, I be tapping the rail, I be giving. So I'm trying to get people to understand this is how TikTok works. And when you give, it comes back to you.
That's right. That's right. You made a very good point, and I would want to expound on that. And me and Mr. James, we talk about this all the time, and us expanding and growing our podcasts and things that we're doing. TikTok and TikTok Live specifically is actually on the ground floor. It's not 10 years and 20 years. TikTok Live is on the ground floor. So anyone who's at this level now, who's using TikTok Live and finding their own formula in using it, it's going to be super successful. Because right now, you just have to find the way it worked for you and the manner in which it's going to work for you. And it's going to shoot through the roof. But to your point, you have to educate your audience and let them know how it must be used and what we call the rule of engagement.
Correct.
And how it's going to work for you.
Correct.
That's part of the growth. Is you're right. You're going to have to educate them a little bit.
I have to. I have to. But I don't fight it. I don't get angry or anything. Like I say, that's how I am. That's who I am. And eventually it will work. And
right.
If it's supposed to work.
Hi, Captain Hook. Captain Nook, thank you for stopping by. Show's almost over, but you just missed some great content. But guess what? You can get this content on YouTube, okay? All right? This is the Renaissance Man talk show, and we just interviewed a great Renaissance man. Matter of fact, there's still questions on the table that we didn't even get to ask, and we're like 2 hours in. This lets me know we had a really great conversation. We're going to have to bring you back to finish this. That's what it tells me, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Rodney is a DEI professional. If you don't know what that is, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And we also talked about his business that he's looking to franchise on the internet, which we will be seeing soon. I'm putting it out there.
Right.
I'm not going to try to say the name because you already got hard on.
Calypso Size.
It's called Calypso Size.
That brand is going to become a household name.
Exactly. And
going to speak it into existence.
Exactly. So if you click on his name and look at his bio, you'll see his pictures and you'll see all the things he's doing with his business. It is phenomenal.
I just did that bio. I think it was Saturday or Sunday because the same young lady gave her beauty. It was like, Rodney Graves, your bio. And then a young lady from your class from last week, I can't remember her name, that was with when you did CK3.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He was like, where's your bio, Rodney? She put it in the chat, where's your bio? And I was like, oh, let's work on that.
Exactly.
Of course.
Exactly.
Of course.
I'm thinking this course was still a beauty too, that I'll also become a coach on TikTok.
You go, Jack Rice.
And that's one of the ways that, like, and by the way, you guys, make sure these are 3 lives, make sure if you can, hit the heart me's on all of us so you can stay connected with us. We go live every Monday. We might switch up the dates here and there because we're new and we're figuring this out. This is our 14th live, by the way. Okay. And, but in any case, what you want to do, because we all go live, all 3 of us are actually live
I
hosts.
am Lisa Marie. I think it was Lisa Marie that asked me about my bio.
That's right. Yeah. So if you go up to each of our profiles, there'll be a bell. Hit that bell, and that way, and then select all. That way you'll get notifications when any of us are going live. Okay. So I know we're over. I want to ask you just 1 or 2 other questions about now the live journey. We talked about how you're bringing in your fitness business with that, and you were just leading to something around you now being a live host. What are you doing right now to partner? Because here's one of the things that I've been talking a lot to people who I've just been meeting recently, like you, that we're all out here on these lives. But I think one of the things that will make us all successful is if we're finding ways to partner.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for the love. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Because everyone's doing their own thing. But like, for example, how I met you is through someone else, right? And I'm planting seeds with them allowed me to meet new people like you. You follow me? Right. So what do you do? Have you started thinking about what partnerships and how you can spread the word of who you are on the platform?
That's interesting. I found it. There's this young lady that helps me a lot. Her name is Barbados. She had her TikTok as well. But her thing is, okay, let me help you, Rodney. You're the instructor. Let me help you, and then I'll work on that. And then there's this lady called Brainer as well. We all go to the same gym, and we all striving to come together. But there are 2 people I've met. I split her. I'm Stable Beauty, and I split with Amanda. Stable Beauty came to my page this morning. She was like, "Wow, Rodney, that's so good." Amanda was on this morning, and she was like, "Listen, people, we're going to run the class tomorrow night. And we're all embarking his class, and we're all going to work in his page." A lot of people more so from Nigeria, the African diaspora, who are more into, hey, let me support this guy here. Let me try to get my people to know him. And how he really got over to 1,000 this weekend. It was up to 900. Why? I have this friend that was on this page, and I follow him to this other page. And this guy brought me up in the box, and he was like, "Come on up, let the court rock. Let's do this. Go on his page like him." Then he brings somebody else, bring it. And by the time I checked, I was over 1,000.
Right.
I don't say this to disrespect anyone, and I don't say this to make it, but I think the African seems to be more user friendly when it comes to TikTok. And put people in their boxes to get you where you are. The only person I really actually saw that were TK Free, and there was this other lady that I see her doing it now because she's new to that. But everybody else had this mentality of give me help, and want me to share me, give her. I'm going to give you this information, tell you what to do, but they won't bring you in the box so people could connect with you. They won't bring you in the box so people could help you meet certain goals and stuff like that. But
that's from investing or something.
And a lot of people that are on my life, I've connected from Nigeria side, from the African diaspora. So whenever I go to their page, I would always give. I would always do a heart me. I would always follow them and make sure that I give to them. And always amazing that with gems that I get from them every morning. She sends me a thing, and I go on her page. It's always a gem. It's always something beautiful. It's always, wow, I could do that.
Wow.
That is helping me with a TikTok shop. So it's a lot of different things I learned. So partnering to me, and I agree with you, partnering to me. And I don't understand why we live in a world that people are so selfish.
Here's the thing. And that's the part of the trick of TikTok is you got to find your village. And you don't know where your village is going to come from and who your village is.
The community.
Exactly. You're going to find your village or your community and your group that are support. And that little village and group is going to grow. And once you find it, once you establish it, and once each one teach one, and you keep supporting each other. And that's what it's unrealistic. And TikTok is a unique platform. It's unrealistic to come on and say, everybody's going to love me. And everybody's going to what I put out. And everybody goes, no, that's not going to be the case. So don't get discouraged by it. Don't get concerned about it. Just find your little community, your little village. And that's what it's going to grow.
And you build. And the thing about it, those that are here, that are given, are from the African diaspora.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah. That's a beautiful thing.
So
Yeah.
look, I'll tell you this from what I'm just noticing over the last couple months, from going to the grow rooms to now like not going to the grow rooms, right? And for just so everyone knows, grow rooms are rooms with just hundreds of people in it and all are just doing follow for follow, right? They don't know nothing about you, they haven't looked at your content, but they're just following you just so they can get their numbers up. All right. I've noticed a difference, like people I found like you, CK3, and many other people, that I feel like now for every 100 people, probably one of them is authentic follower in my group. And the reason why I say that is because of how I started. So now in the last 3 weeks to a month, I've been very intentional about who I've been linking up with and what rooms I join in to support and say, hey, I'm gonna plant some seeds with you and see where that gets me. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen that been paying me back in a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather have one authentic follower opposed to 10, 20 non-authentic followers.
Here's something I did last week. I was looking at your page, Andrew, and I realized you have more people you're following than who are following you.
We talked about that.
And
We talked about that.
I was on Stable Beauty. She looked at my page and she said, Rodney, you have a lot of people. You're only up to 700 or something people, but you're following over 1,500 people. She said, cool. But I was in a meeting and boy, did I clean it up.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
Because to have those people that you're following, it is to have the adverse effect on your algorithm.
Correct.
Because you got too many inactive people, so it affects your algorithm and affects everything that you're doing on TikTok.
Correct.
Yep.
I went and if you look at my TikTok page now, I have people who are following, and when I go to groups and I click on that stuff and people don't follow me, I give them a day or two to follow me, and I unfollow them because if you're not bringing anything to my table, I surely ain't bring anything to yours. So I waited and I cleaned that up.
Yeah, I'm there with you. I'm about to do that. That's why I put out that video letting everybody know what's about to happen. So if you really are following,
I saw you had a video and I was like, oh my goodness, that video you talk about the diamonds and stuff, that was good. Other one that you had, I was like, wow, look at the eyes, and that one have a look.
Exactly. Look at
Wow,
what
look at this man.
exactly. And that's what I'm saying. When something resonates, the algorithm will tell you, you know what I'm saying? But there is a thing like what Des just said. If you have a lot of because from what I've been told, when you post a video, the first place it goes to all of your followers. And
Right.
if you don't get 100 likes right off the bat, it suppresses your content.
Sure.
So it makes sense to clean up. So it's really going to people that are actually active with your content.
Correct. And
So
now I
I'm
know
gonna
how
do that.
how TikTok works. When you look at somebody content, watch it right through, don't just put through. And watch all these other people's stuff right through. But when it comes to our own community, we just take a look at it. Oh, I gotta go. No, you don't have attention span for 8 or 16 seconds.
They
Right.
don't.
And yet you're going to go look at somebody that's not doing anything for you.
Right.
Yeah.
So we gotta start thinking that way and start looking at and start sharing all these people's things. I don't care how good it sounds or how good it like. Don't say it to me. I'm not even looking at it.
Right.
I hear you. Look, man, I don't even know what, this, if it was a Friday, I would say, let's carry on a whole nother hour. You know what I'm saying?
No, this was a fantastic interview.
So, right, if
Learning a lot of
you
love.
want to come back, I tell you something.
Listen,
Yeah.
we're going to bring you back. Okay. Listen, the Renaissance Man Talk Show is a show we're going to do every single week. It's eventually going to be 2 days a week, but we gradually going in. We have to build up our tribe, like he said, right? Until then, we're going to keep it light once a week and then for flexible to go some other weeks. But we got a lot of things in plan. And with your background and experience and depth and knowledge in the areas you have, I could definitely see you coming back on as a correspondent on a particular topic and things. So however we can partner, we can always partner. And I'm always open to that. I think Mr. Wilder would be the same. And we didn't even finish some of the stuff that I wanted to ask you too.
We got so much nugget, man. We got so much nugget to digest. It was a beautiful experience.
Yeah. So, for example, I'm planning something for June too, Father's Day. is special. That's a special month because it's Father's Day. And I definitely want to have a panel conversation around that. We got to think about what things we could talk about, but I'm really thinking about fatherhood and what's the state of that, and especially in our community. Where is it still relevant in the home for men, how things have changed, things like that. If you're open to join conversations and things, then just let me know. And matter of fact, I'd like to add you to our community as well. We have I think I told you about it. Des, what is it again? Inspire?
Educate, support, and inspire.
Right. So it's a group of people just who are high engagers. We all supporting each other. And by the way, I would highly recommend for you to join many groups as you can, because I just found somebody. She was on earlier. I can introduce you to her. She has 9 groups, because you can have up to 9 groups, 31 people max on TikTok. So she has 9 groups, and there's a bunch of people in these groups that are high engagers that support each other. That's going to help you too.
I didn't even know that they had a group.
Yes. Yeah, I have a group right now of 9. I'm trying to grow it to 30 so that whenever you go live, you always got some people coming in your room to help you.
Rush.
Yeah. So I
started a TikTok shop, able to connect both. So I know got to see how that works.
Okay, yeah. So what are you going to be doing on TikTok shop?
I don't know yet.
Because when you do TikTok shop, you can't do the affiliate. So I don't know which one you really want to do. The TikTok shop, you're selling your own products.
I want to do the affiliate. I don't want no job. So I got to wait till I get a funding amount to get your furniture.
You might be able to get in earlier, because I know some people have gotten early. You just got to try it and see if they'll accept you, because you don't have to wait to 1,000 to get into it. If you've been a high engager, you can still get in. Mr. Wilder you got to go live at 240 or something when they were telling people 1,000, and it took me 500.
Yeah, I think for what I understand, for the TikTok shop, the 1,000 is for people in Nigeria or something like that. But because I was able to go like on the 1,000 too.
Okay, but I was able to get into the affiliated program under 1,000. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So
Granted, asking is the affiliate Amazon is better than TikTok shop.
Oh, really?
He's asking.
I don't know. I've never done Amazon, but
It's probably better with Amazon because they have a wealth of products and stuff like that.
well, so does TikTok.
It's a whole different business. Amazon products you can buy today and get tomorrow.
Gwen, you were supposed to send me the link. I can sue you tomorrow. Let's see.
So is there anything that you would like to leave with the community that we don't know about you, that you just want to end on hey, this is who I am, this is how I feel, this is what I want you to be looking for in the future?
What do I want to leave? I don't know. I think I basically said everything, but what I would really like to say to people, like I said before, be patient with whatever you're doing. Be consistent with it. And this is my motto. So yesterday I spoke about, this is my life motto that I deal with because it keeps me focused, it keeps me grounded. And I always say, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference.
Right.
But the serenity, my daughter just joined. Hi, Chrissy. But the serenity is that calmness, that peace. The courage is the strength of mind to carry on in spite of danger or difficulty, or the ability to do some things that frightens you. And wisdom is the quality of having the experience, knowledge, and good judgment. And not only that, it's the ability to make sound judgments and decisions based on a combination of knowledge, experience, and a deep understanding of oneself and the world, leading to a more meaningful and fulfilled life. I tell people that's my motto, and what I've been using since February to now is trust the process. Work out.
Yes.
You have to trust the process. Too fast to make like TikTok. We have to trust this process to get near going. We're going to have struggles. We're going to have setbacks, but that does not necessarily mean that you're not going to come to the end of our journey or get the world or the reward that we want. Just trust it and be consistent. That's all.
Yes.
And I want to thank you, gentlemen, for having me. It was fun. I enjoyed. I just met D'Angelo. Appreciate people so much. It feel like if I've known him for a while,
I think.
they're just not making you massive Friday when you were doing the input no and it value. And I thought not have it, bring people together that
Right.
would not have merit.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, and I appreciate you coming on and doing this. And like I said, we're gonna stay connected. We're gonna stay networked with each other. You're definitely gonna be back on. Don't worry about that. And if there's anything we can do to support you in your TikTok journey, please let us know, because I know you've been supporting me, just getting to know me recently. So I plan to do the same with you. So we're planting seeds right now, but we're gonna be harvesting together. And I will be making it over to your venue eventually when I get a little bit more courage. I'm gonna make it over there.
Listen, why there you come and then he will probably come.
That's fine.
No, come tell me what it's up. But I know you first before I know what. Blah blah blah. And
Exactly.
without
Exactly. You got it. You got it.
all I'm saying that, like you're saying that, D'Angelo, is all about accountability, you know?
Okay.
Making sure, looking up. Our brother's keepers, believe it or not.
That's right.
Like I said, if I come over there, then I expect you to come do some pickleball with me too. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get Mr. Wilder out there too, because so I can show y'all what's up.
People come and do the old people's sport. We don't have a problem with that.
Sport. Okay. Whatever. All right. All right, you guys. It was a great show. It was a great show, you guys. We had a great time. We want to thank Mr. Rodney Graves. Graves. See? Graves. We want to thank Mr. Graves for coming by, sharing the love, sharing his knowledge. We will be back on next Monday. We might be on in the weekend. You might find us. You never know. But we will definitely be on next Monday, 10 p.m. Eastern on the Renaissance Man Talk Show, y'all.
Yes.
And with Fanny to meet the place.
What'd you say?
Send me the link.
Tell you to leave?
Send me the link. Why don't you send me the link?
The link.
To my people.
Oh, okay, the link. And you'll be able to find this, and you'll find this also on YouTube. If you showed up late, you can watch this on YouTube, okay? Well, all right, man. Have a nice night. Love you
Thank
guys.
you.
Talk to
Peace
you
and
soon.
love.